These sensitive ass that just came out of this little, I don't know where they come from, but niggas be getting wild emotional. Niggas be turning into big super police. Just be trying to have fun.
If Busta ever try to film me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, but the devil, yo. Yeah, I can hit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes show.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now.
I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just holding it. So I look, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't coming.
Right now, Busta Rhymes is very angry. People say he's making threats against 50 Cent because of some bad videos that might appear in 50's new documentary about Diddy. We know that 50 has been gathering evidence about Diddy and his wild parties for a long time. But Busta is worried because some people say there are actual videos showing him partying with Diddy. This isn't the only problem. A few months ago, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, said that Busta liked young men for many years. Big Homie claimed that people who ran clubs would arrange for young men to be in the VIP area just for Busta whenever he visited. Now it seems 50 Cent might have proof of all this. People close to the situation say there's a video from a party showing Busta and Diddy doing inappropriate things with several men. These men are thought to be former workers hired by Diddy. The story gets even bigger. Many men are now coming forward saying that Busta tried to make moves on them. They claim that whenever they met Busta, he was always trying to get them to party with him in the same way Diddy does. It looks like Busta might be the next person to get exposed. With 50 making this Netflix documentary, Busta's threats probably won't stop anything. In fact, they might just give him a bigger part in 50's film. And what information does 50 Cent have that's making Busta act so badly?
Busta, I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to.
Now, with all this drama and accusations around Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent naturally had something to say. Before they were going to perform together at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Festival, 50 was concerned about what Busta might wear. He remembered that bright yellow outfit from the 1999 MTV Awards show. 50 even posted an old picture of Busta in that crazy yellow costume and wrote, "Busta cannot wear this to Humor Harmony Busta. I don't care who made the outfit, you got to come with some flyish to Shreveport lol." Busta didn't stay quiet. He fired back by sharing a fake AI picture of 50 with a message. "I keep telling y'all the blessings don't stop, so we ain't never going to stop. I thought it was Father's Day, 50 Cent, and you out here looking like this. Don't let me find out this how you be in the mirror preparing your look for Shreveport." At that time, it looked like they were just joking around with each other. But now, some people say 50 was actually being serious and might really have some shocking videos of Busta with Diddy. But there's more to talk about. We need to look at those claims about young men in Busta's VIP area. If you haven't heard, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, recently talked to a show called The Art of Dialogue. He called Busta some very unflattering names and said Busta has been acting strangely around young men for years. According to Big Homie, many people in the music business already knew about this, especially people who run clubs. He claims that whenever Busta was booked for an event, the organizers knew exactly what to do. They had to make sure his VIP section was filled with a certain kind of entertainment.
You talking about Busta Rhymes before?
Oh, yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Super Zest Monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it over here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack.
Big Homie also talked about a crazy night at a club that involved actor and model Don Benjamin and one of Don's friends, a gay man. The way Big Homie tells it, as soon as Busta Rhymes saw this man, things got intense. Big Homie claims Busta didn't waste any time at all and quickly pulled the man into his VIP area. What's more surprising is that Busta supposedly wouldn't let the man leave. Big Homie says Busta stayed very close to this man all night long, making sure he didn't go anywhere. And apparently this wasn't just a one-time thing. According to Big Homie, club organizers already knew exactly what to do whenever Busta showed up.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, some good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix.
Big Homie went on to share more details about that night. He says Busta was extremely focused on this man, repeatedly telling him he was cute throughout the evening. According to Big Homie, once Busta had brought the man into the VIP section, there was no chance of him leaving.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around, like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
Pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that.
But then Big Homie dropped another surprising claim that hasn't gotten much attention. Busta's supposed history of being rough with women. Big Homie hinted there might be a deeper reason behind this behavior. According to him, like many men who hide their true sexuality, Busta might have some bad feelings toward women.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girl. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you thinking of, on God.
Several other men have come forward with their own surprising stories about Busta. Back in 2020, a social media personality named Trip Alley shared a story on YouTube. He claimed that Busta tried to hit on him in New York City while he was on his way to a Halloween party. This suggests that Big Homie's claims might not be isolated incidents.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand.
Trip Alley explained that Busta personally invited him to the VIP area, and at first, Trip thought it was just a normal club invitation.
I'm about to go in this club. We got a section. You can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists.
Trip's story took an unexpected turn when he got into a serious argument with his friend. His friend really didn't want to go to Busta's party, and they ended up in a full-blown fight. Trip was so upset by this that he completely gave up on going to the club that night. To make matters worse, his angry friend left him alone in the middle of New York City. But looking back, this might have actually been good luck for Trip. Who knows what might have happened if he had actually made it to Busta's VIP section that night. Moving ahead to 2021, rumors started spreading again. People were saying Busta was out in public trying to approach men. Making things even more complicated, photographers supposedly caught him leaving a gay pride event with a transgender woman. And the stories don't end there. Just recently, actor Orlando Brown shocked everyone online when he claimed he had been intimate with many famous men in the music industry. He didn't just mention Diddy, but also named Busta Rhymes and several others on his list.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. Demon from trying to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
what the? Why you not naming?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
The conversations about Orlando Brown have taken an interesting turn. While many people usually don't believe Orlando when he goes on these wild rants, something different is happening now. If you watch his newer interviews where he seems more focused and clear-minded, you might start to realize he's actually saying things that make sense. People who have seen these recent interviews notice that when Orlando isn't acting out, his stories seem more believable. He speaks with more clarity and provides details that make some wonder if there's truth behind what he's saying about these industry figures, including Busta. This has caused some viewers to reconsider his previous claims that they had dismissed.
A documentary comes out called Quiet on Set.
I never had to work for Nickelodeon. I work for Disney. We don't do those things.
Oh man, not the exhale.
Well, shout out to Nick Cannon. I won't do his money like that. What I will do is I'll say that the owner of Nickelodeon is Jeffrey Epstein. The guy that they've been trying to follow. And okay, now look at the characteristics of everything they said, and then look at everything that he did. I'm not gonna do that to Nick's money though. That's my brother. Like, I'm not doing that.
In 2006, Busta's legal problems started when prosecutors tried to charge him with a weapons offense involving an incident with a random person walking by. According to Billboard magazine, they claimed Busta had a machete hidden in his car. Moving to 2007, Busta got in trouble again. This time, police arrested him for a smaller charge because he allegedly got rough with his former driver during an argument about money. He later admitted he was guilty of both these charges and received 3 years of probation. But the problems didn't end there. In 2009, the New York Post reported that Busta had to pay $75,000 to a fan who said Busta threw water bottles at him and ordered his bodyguard to punch him in the face. The most surprising part? The fan claims all he did was try to leave Busta's concert before it ended. The fan explained that he came hoping to see rapper Fabulous. When Fabulous didn't appear, he stood up to leave while Busta was finishing his performance. That's when Busta apparently got angry, reportedly shouting, "Get down, I'm not good enough for you," before throwing 2 more water bottles and supposedly telling his bodyguard to hit the fan. Knowing about Busta's bad temper, it makes sense why he's been close friends with Diddy since the 1990s. But besides their shared anger issues, these two allegedly have something else in common. They both supposedly like much younger men. Looking at how Busta has responded to the Diddy situation, many people find his behavior suspicious.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this. People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through. I just wanna see the right end result.
People are wondering why Busta would tell fans not to judge unless he was secretly defending someone. When we're talking about serious allegations that might involve young victims, telling people to mind their business makes you look very suspicious. But look at what's happening now. Since the Diddy scandal has grown much bigger with FBI raids, many lawsuits, and finally official criminal charges, suddenly Busta is acting like he barely knew Diddy at all. While Busta might be avoiding questions and pretending he doesn't know what's going on, he probably won't be able to ignore this much longer. People on the streets are saying that 50 Cent's upcoming documentary about Diddy will reveal many names, including Busta Rhymes. And if there's one thing everyone knows about 50 Cent, it's that he never forgets anything. He's one of the few rappers who completely refused to party with Diddy. 50 figured out early that something strange was happening behind closed doors at those parties.
Right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So.
But what So was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go into the 90s, and Keefy D said he paid him to Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries, they went to Tubi, but the series is saying
50 Cent has always been someone who plans carefully. Just because he wasn't joining those parties doesn't mean he wasn't watching everything. You can bet he was observing from a distance, remembering every rapper who accepted Diddy's invitations. Now, it seems 50's moment has finally arrived to reveal everything. People close to the situation say this upcoming documentary about Diddy might be the worst nightmare for many in the music industry. Nobody is safe. For years, there have been quiet rumors about certain rappers who allegedly got intimate with Diddy. And according to insiders, Busta Rhymes is definitely one of those names. We don't have an official release date for 50's documentary yet, but we do know it's being made by G-Unit Films and Television Inc. and will be available on Netflix. The director is Alex Stapleton, who has won Emmy Awards for her work as a filmmaker and producer. This means the documentary will likely be very well made with serious, straightforward storytelling. Here's where things get even more complicated. Busta apparently already knows what's coming. People close to him say he's been trying to work behind the scenes and has even warned 50 to leave his name out of the documentary. But let's be honest, Busta's warnings probably just made 50 more determined. Anyone who knows 50 Cent knows that he loves proving a point. The more you try to silence him, the harder he'll come after you. So if Busta really is on that list, there's no way 50 will cut him out now. The big question is, what is Busta so worried about? If there's nothing to hide, why not just ignore it and move on? What do you think about all this? Is Busta really involved in Diddy's problems? Or is his name just being mentioned for no reason? And more importantly, do you think 50 Cent's documentary will completely shake up the music industry? Share your thoughts below, and don't miss what's coming next.